Hey guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel, or should I say this is Sonia, because this is a giant magical castle with 23 rooms. So I think Sonia came out to play. But welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm so excited to share this with you. I've been working on a new lot for the Magic Realm for absolutely ages. This is the new Magic headquarters over in the Magic Realm that came with Realm of Magic. Oh my god, the amount of times I've already said magic in the beginning of this video. But this build I've been working on for weeks. It's slowly come together and it's weird because this took me forever to edit down. But when I was editing the footage, I was like, whoa, the shape actually came together way quicker than I thought it did. So you can kind of see that starting to form here. It ends up having 3 classrooms that are for the different types of magic, practical, untamed, and mischief magic, as well as like an office and places to sleep, like lounge rooms, like there's a lot. You'll see it as it all comes together. I'm not even gonna be able to name it all. And like a ton of bathrooms. A good amount of those 23 rooms are bathrooms, but like not like that many, but there's a good amount of bathrooms because, this isn't a home lot. This is meant for people to come and study, and in a building this large, there's going to be lots of places to do your business. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, my cat came to join us. He's been whining in the other room for like 10 minutes now, so now he's like, I'm going to hit you. You're going to do a voiceover? I'm going to hit you. He's been whining because he wants more food, but he's on a diet by the vet. The vet insisted he be on a diet, so he can't have any more food, so he's gonna hit me. Okay, he's gone now. I got him to leave the room. He'll get over it in like a couple minutes, probably like 10 minutes, because he already ate. He just has to wait for it to hit his stomach to realize, oh wait, I'm not hungry anymore. But anyway, that's not what this build is about. But anyway, yes. So I originally thought I was going to do some sort of walkway up above connecting these 2 sides of the buildings here, but I got rid of that in the end. It's kind of interesting, but I didn't really like how it came out. And this is just a lot of fiddling with boxes and turrets, and it's a lot. You'll kind of see in the mess of a floor plan that it's creating. And I will say I cut a ton of footage out because I think there was 5.5 hours or so of footage when I brought it in. Sped up, it was like 56 minutes. And I somehow cut it down to 35, which is still a very long video. Like, buckle in, 35-minute voiceover. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Hopefully I can come up with lots of things to talk about. But I cut out so much footage. I cut out some of the landscaping. I've kept pretty much the whole floor plan in. I try to. If I moved things around too many times, like kept changing where one wall would be, I might have cut that out. I believe 1 or 2 of the bathrooms is included. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2, so not all of them. I think there's like 6. I'm not positive on that number. And then I don't know what else I cut out. A lot of like just fiddling when you go back and forth between different wallpapers or floorings or roof textures, because it was a lot of, oh, let's just see what works. And as you could see, just like putting the buildings together, it's like adding a box here, adding a box there. And it kept going and it kept going. And just deleting all of the walls that I created by adding boxes and stuff all over took ages. And this is kind of how I build large things, because I'm not very good at figuring out large things in floor plans. And oh gosh, when we get to the inside floor plan of this, you're gonna be like, what are those rooms? They are the weirdest shaped rooms I think I have ever built in a Sims house ever. But since it's a magic castle, I kind of liked that. They're really weird, quirky, strange shaped rooms, and they don't make any sense. But I loved that about this build. I thought it was really fun, and I was really focusing on the outside to begin with. I wanted this to look like this like grand magic castle that's a little bit like, I don't know, weird. And so I was really focusing on the shape on the outside and then just making the inside work. But I really liked that in the end, and hopefully you guys will like the shapes as well. Like, I don't think this would have worked for a regular home whatsoever. There's some really, really, really weird shaped rooms. But for a like magic castle you go to like learn different like potions and spells and stuff, you can be in like a 30-sided room. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I can't even come up with shapes for some of the rooms. I think the weirdest shaped room is probably the classroom for Untamed Magic. It's a weird one. Or maybe, oh, there's a room that I intended to be like where people can go to duel and practice like dueling each other. That room's really weird shaped too, but that's not that big of a deal because it's mostly just an open room that has lots of seating around it. So if anyone wanted to sit and watch, and so I thought that was fine. And then the most normal shaped classroom is the practical magic classroom, because you'll see when we get to it, but it's like a kitchen. And I thought that was really cute. And you know, it didn't necessarily have to be classrooms, but I thought it was a little bit more fun that way, because you're essentially sending your spellcasters here to meet the sages and learn from them or become a spellcaster. So setting it up as like a school setting made sense. Plus, it just like makes me a little bit more happy thinking of both Harry Potter and the possibility of a university expansion pack sometime soon. So I really wanted to make a school. So that's what we did with this build. But here you can see we're still fiddling with the outside of the build. It takes a while, but I love the colors I use. I love the ceiling, not the ceiling, the roof pattern. There we go. This like pinkish color. I think it's super pretty, and we're just still fiddling around trying to figure out how to connect this bit in the middle. And I wanted to add more space, and we have so many little towers sticking up throughout this build. This is definitely entirely trial and error. I had no clear vision in mind. I just knew the vision I had was I want lots of towers and I want a diagonal portion in the front, which is the first thing I built. Everything else was just kind of like winging it and seeing what I thought looked good, which is kind of my favorite thing about The Sims. You can just plop things down and click and drag them and figure it out as you go. And that's kind of entirely how I do big builds. I'm very much, I would say, better at smaller builds, especially tiny houses, because I can calculate this a little bit better. Something on this scale, I'm just like, maybe this will work, maybe this will work, and I just keep moving stuff around, and then we end up with like 32 walls in a room. That's just a random number I plopped out. I have absolutely no how many walls are in some of these rooms, but they have a lot of sides to them, like way, way, way more than 4 or 5. So, you know, that just kind of happens. But we're placing down this floor tile now. I believe we used the new one that came with Realm of Magic. I think it's super pretty. I don't know what we're looking for now. Oh, I thought about adding those crystals out here, but in debug, I believe I found some lights and that I stuck in those little planters, and then I ended up adding some crystals over them. So here are those lights that I found, which I thought were really cool and magical. And then we're going to be adding some crystals in there after we add some plants. This is like the bit of landscaping that I left in. And of course, I needed to add some of those pretty mushrooms that came with debug with Realm of Magic, because they're so pretty and of course magical. Oh my gosh, I wonder one of these days when I do a voiceover, obviously not on the 35-minute one, but one of these days when I do a voiceover and I keep saying the same word over and over, I'm going to add a counter into the video that like dings every time I say the word. But I'm not doing that on a 35-minute video. That would take me absolutely ages to do. This build already took me ages to do, and I really just want to get it out and share it with you guys because I'm really proud of it. And it's just strange. It's a very strange build, and I think it's quite a big break from tiny homes. I do think that I'm probably not going to do another big build for a while. I'm probably going to be like tiny homes galore. But at the same time, this was really fun. And if I come up with another idea for a really large build or house, I might do something else. I have a lot of fun ideas for October. I'm very excited that we're about to enter into October. Gonna get some spooky stuff going on. Oh, right here. There's a staircase up to the top floor, and you can only get to that room from outside, and that ends up being the Untamed Magic classroom. I kind of wanted that to be a little separate and on its own, since it's just like the most dark version of being a spellcaster. Those are the more dangerous, like scary spells, and so I really liked having the Untamed up there alone, and I used a ton of the Vampires pack in this build. But we're figuring out the floor plan now. So on the main floor when you enter, which is actually the second floor, that's the entrance, there ends up being like the entryway, a stairwell which has some activities like chess tables and stuff like that in it. There's a piano room, there's like the main office, and a library. And then on the top floor, there are dorms in one building and Untamed Magic in the other. And then everything else in the entire build is in the basement. And there's some more bathrooms I didn't mention in there, but there are no classrooms on the floor you enter in on. But you can kind of see some of these weird shaped rooms coming together. Like, what is this floor plan? I have no idea, but I love it. I quite enjoyed it. I hope you guys will enjoy how quirky it is as well, because it's definitely something different. I'm so used to having things that the weirdest shaped room is like, oh, it's like an L shape. And then I'm like, these shapes don't even have names. They're just so strange. And here I am starting to plan out. I wanted to have like an area to hang brooms on outside. I thought maybe this is where you learn to fly or practice your flying skills and stuff like that. I don't think there's a skill to it. Or maybe there's is it a secret skill? Or do your Sims just always randomly fall off? Or do they actually get better at it over time? Maybe that links in with your spellcaster rank of some sort. I have really no idea. I haven't explored the pack as much as I'd like to. I do have a Let's Play going, but I haven't uploaded a part in a little while. I'm thinking about putting this build into the LP. I just need to figure out what I want to do next in it, and then I'll have another part out. But I think it'll be really cool to have this build in there. It's definitely better than the other one. And I don't usually say things like, oh, my build's better than this, because I enjoy building, but I don't think I'm like the best builder in the world. But the build that was on this lot that came with this pack was so bad. And everyone's been saying that. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but like, yeah. I don't know. It looked like a face, and that bothered me. I've been pretty open about the fact that I don't like symmetrical builds, like at all. I very rarely will build something that's symmetrical. Every once in a while, it's nice, but I still like do something slightly not symmetrical in it. I just prefer that. It's more pleasing to the eye for me. I feel like I probably learned not to make symmetrical things in school. I feel like it was in my perspective drawing class for some reason, where we talked a lot about architecture. I'm not sure. Maybe it was in design. I don't know. I've taken so many art classes because I went to school for graphic design, and so it's like what I do with my life, and I'm just like very anti-symmetry. So, yeah. Anyway, we're figuring out some more landscaping. I used a lot of pink flowers to tie in the roof color, and of course the window colors, because I had to use the stained glass windows that came with this pack that are in like all the moons and stars. Is there stars? I know it's like moons. It's very beautiful. I love them so much. Oh my gosh. The windows in this pack are fantastic. And most of the doors, there's like one door I really, really don't like. And I think it was the door that was originally on the build on this lot, but I'm not entirely sure. But we're adding a couple of picnic tables out here. But I just wanted to mention real quick, because I just realized I'm probably going to get this question. This lot, you can build on it if you enter a cheat to build on it, because it's one of those, there's a lot of lots in the Sims that you can't edit unless you use cheats to edit them. But if you want to edit on this lot, you just have to travel here. And then if you enter the cheat bb.enable free build, it'll make it so you can click on that build by icon at the top and go ahead and edit it to your will. You just can't change the lot type. It's going to stay, I believe it's generic. But you can edit it. So that's really nice. That's the same for like the work lots from Get to Work and like the vacation worlds and a bunch of other stuff. So, and like Sixum and the Forgotten Grotto and Sylvan Glade, like all the secret worlds. If you go there, it says you can't edit, but if you enter that cheat, voila, you can build whatever you'd like. And I absolutely love that. Also, I apologize if I'm a little like hyper. It is 2:26 a.m. and for some reason I just have this extra boost of energy right now. But now we are in, okay, I thought, I said the classroom was the weirdest shaped room. I lied. It's the library. This is the library. Look at the shape of this room. I think I made it work. You guys can let me know. I kind of made a round bookcase around that corner. It's a very strange shaped room. And then over in that back corner we were just at, I ended up putting a bunch of ottomans to kind of be like a reading nook, which I thought was quite cute. And we used a lot of the corner chairs or like couches that are like bay windows that we got with cats and dogs throughout the whole build, but I think there's 2 of them in the library, or maybe just 1. I think they're so perfect for this. I love the colors of the like purple. I thought about using the pink one, but I liked the purple one better. And it just seems like a cozy, nice built-in thing to put in the bookcase in the library, so you can just curl up over there with a book, whether you're reading something that you really enjoy or studying to become a better spellcaster. I just thought this was kind of a nice place, and I do include some sleeping spaces in this build, but I didn't imagine this was like a place you go and stay at regularly. Like, it's not a full-on school, so I don't have like a giant dorm, but I know for the gameplay of like wanting to spend time here and learn from the sages, collect stuff here, and just kind of live, quote unquote, live in the magic realm, because you can't technically live here. You have to own another lot and pay those bills. But if you kind of wanted to pretend you could, I wanted to have a place for your Sims to crash, or if you were just staying here later and you weren't done with what you wanted to do and you needed them to get some sleep. So there's definitely dorms for that, which we'll get to a little bit later on, but we're almost done with the library. And as you can see, it was a very weird shape, but I think I pulled it off, but you guys can let me know. I thought about adding desks in here, but I don't think I did in the end, because I didn't really want to add computers and stuff, and I was like, we don't need desks. They can just curl up on the couch with a book or go sit in one of the various seating spaces throughout this whole build. It's massive. There's lots of places to sit. I didn't think we needed desks, but I also added those chairs in the middle with the flowers in between them, a couple more seats, plants everywhere, because I can't ever stop adding plants. And I think that's pretty much it for the library, other than these little stools from, what's it called? Jungle Adventure, because they kind of look like the stools that you would stand on to reach the top level of a bookcase. Plus they were like natural, like cuts of wood. They were just painted, so I thought that looked kind of nice. And then this is the bathroom off of here. It has a couple of stalls. It's super simple, kind of weird, very strange shaped room, but I think that's it's either the only bathroom or one of the 2 bathrooms I show. There's a bunch of them. They all have very similar furnishings, but the shapes are all very different. I think there's 2 that are the exact shape of the one I just showed, which is the weirdest shape that I have. So not all of them look like that. That one's just really funky, because I have some very interesting shapes to work with in here. But this is going to be kind of like the headmaster's office, which isn't actually a thing in the pack, but I really wanted to have an office for that kind of idea. I thought it would look nice. It filled in the space really well, and it allows you to tell those stories if you'd like to, because I know I personally, when I'm playing the game, I don't just play by what's available there. I kind of like tell my own stories and have like my own ideas going on. So I kind of wanted that play to be available, I guess, if that makes sense. So we just have this desk from base game, and then I'm adding this little skull from Vampires. I love using this in builds. I don't know why. There's just something super cute about it. I also shrunk down a wand case. Is that what it's called? Wand display case, I think. And I also adding a tome. I'm just adding a whole bunch of clutter to this desk. I thought it looked really cute. And of course a wand on the end as well. And some business cards, some tissues, a plant. It's really cluttered, and I feel like it looks like an actual desk somebody would be using. And then we have some more desks over on the side. I figured this could be places to get more work done, or maybe the secretary works on extra stuff over here. Maybe not the secretary, but like an assistant of some sort, or maybe if we have the grandmaster or the headmaster, whoever's directly under them has like the corner over here and gets extra stuff done. Or if you're helping out for some reason. I'm not really sure, but I really liked how it came out. And then we're just adding a little side table over here with, I believe, some paintings above it and something on the desk. Did I just add a familiar? I think that's all I added. And a trash can. And that's it for that room, I believe. Oh, the chairs. I wanted to have chairs so you could sit at the desk with the person in there and like discuss. That's pretty realistic for going into somebody's office, being able to sit at their desk with them and discuss whatever needs to be discussed. But this is the side room off of the main room, and there ends up being a piano in here, which I thought was really, really nice. It's just a simple extra room. I feel like when you enter into a place like this, it has all of the like kind of grand entryway stuff. So I thought having a piano room off to the side made sense. It's like a formal, pretty area with all of like some of the more older books and stuff that are involved in the school. We have those bookcases in there. I feel like it's just all the prized possessions and exciting things that they want to show off. And then this is the staircase room. So I have we skipped over most of it, but there's like a chess table and an organ in there. It's just kind of a chill area leading downstairs. And we'll get to what's at the bottom of the steps in a little while, but we're starting with this one's not really a classroom, but it kind of is. It's right off of the Practical Magic kitchen. But this is the room for growing all of your plants. I thought it would be really nice to have a space like this that your Sims can go ahead and grow whatever ingredients they need for their potions. So it's just tons and tons of planters, a lot of decorative plants as well, and a flower arranging table. So I really liked how this room came out because I just got to use all of the plants. And honestly, that's all I ever want to do in builds. So yay for that. I'm honestly surprised that I haven't run out of things to talk about yet because we're already like 21 minutes into this. So I'm pretty happy with that, but there's still 14 more minutes to go. So we'll see if I run out of things to talk about. But this room is almost done. I end up having some ivy growing up the wall. I think I cut down on a little bit of that, and then I add a couple more decorations with like the watering cans and some more plants like just everywhere. I felt like it was okay for me to go wild with that. And I actually just got a comment, I think it was today, it might have been yesterday, that said something along the lines of, can you do a build, but you can't use any plants? And I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, I could never do that. I love adding plants so much. I purposefully will build things for people who like plants, like a plant lover's house or a gardener's house, or, make a classroom about planting things, like a botany class, so I can add more plants. So, I don't think I'm ever going to do that because I don't think it'd be that fun to watch anyway. It'd just be a normal build with less greenery. But it was a funny suggestion, and I did very much appreciate that. But this is the practical classroom. I mean, yes, the Practical Magic classroom. I kind of set it up as like a home ec type of class, except we have the big cauldron in the front with a fully functional kitchen, so you can do whatever you want in here. And then there's tables that the students can sit at, but I put a cauldron on every table. It's the little one that came with Spooky Day stuff. It's not really functional. I feel like it does something, but I don't remember what it does. I think maybe it just has stuff, like, is it a light and it has stuff coming out of it? I don't entirely remember. I've used it in a lot of builds before, and I've played with it, but I don't remember exactly what it does. But it worked exactly how I wanted it to for this build. I definitely used a decent amount of spooky stuff in this build. I loved this pumpkin with the witch hat. It was so cute for this room, and I feel like just like cute stuff like that makes sense in this room because this is all about growing things and practical magic and like potions. And I thought, maybe they grew the pumpkin in the room next door. They brought it in here. They drew a face on it, threw a hat on it. It's just really cute. I really, really enjoyed that. And now we're just adding some more potions and clutter items to the desks to kind of really make it look like the students were brewing things and working on their skills. And I don't know. I was excited to add a lot of these items. I used the beakers stuff that we got with Strangerville. I feel like there's quite a few of items from Strangerville that came in handy in this build. I'm trying to think what other builds I used a lot of. Obviously a lot of base game. Obviously a lot of Realm of Magic. I did use the voodoo dolls in one of the rooms. Those instruments are like medical instruments from Get to Work. Just a lot of stuff in this build. And like I said, a lot of vampires. But I think this might be my favorite of classroom, either this one or the Untamed Magic, because they were both a lot of fun to do. They're very, very different. And like the one we just built, Practical Magic, is the most normal shaped room. I think it's really cute. And the other one's a little bit more dark and a strange shape. Mischief Magic is also a very strange shape, which we're in here now. You can kind of see there's this point coming out of the wall behind this chalkboard that we're hanging up. But I ignored it and just kind of left it there anyway. And I think it worked out. It's just a strange shaped room, but I thought that was okay because it makes sense to me for a build like this. Let me know if you guys agree with that, or if you're like, what were you doing with these rooms? Trust me, I would never do that in like a family home. I'm like, yeah, this is the bedroom, or this is the kitchen. I feel like it only makes sense for this build, so I was okay with it. Hopefully you guys are too. I think it adds to the character of the build. Oh, so I don't know exactly when it happened, but at some point you can kind of see the UI at the bottom is cropped. I don't know what happened, but at some point in this build, my settings got messed up, and so the UI on the bottom is cropped out for the remainder of the video. Sorry about that. I don't really know what happened, but luckily it didn't crop out too much of the video. Like, you can still entirely see what's going on, so I thought that was okay. But since this is a Mischief magic room, I really wanted to include voodoo dolls because that's the first thing I think of with Mischief, because that raises your Mischief skill in the game. And I also really wanted to add that bowl from Spooky Day Stuff that you can get a treat from, but you might also get tricked. Those are the things I think of when I think of Mischief in the game. And we actually end up having that just floating in the front of the classroom. It's not on a surface, and that was on purpose because magic. Also, if I had done that by accident, I could just say that, but I actually did that on purpose. We also end up having this little alien guy over here. I thought it would be kind of a cute class pet of some sort. And lots of just strange items over there. I was kind of thinking those little dolls and the little, what are they called? Snow globes could be associated with magic in some way. Maybe you turn somebody into a doll, or you get mad at them and you send them inside a snow globe and they're stuck there for however many hours. Obviously, those are not, you can turn people into, your Sims into inanimate objects with, I don't know if it's with Mischief or if it's with Untamed. It sounds more like a Mischief thing, but I'm not entirely sure which one it is because I haven't explored that spell yet. But you can't send them inside of a snow globe. If you could, that'd be really cool. I mean, you could probably like build like a snow globe and then teleport people in it. Should I build a snow globe around Christmas time, around like the winter holidays? That could be fun. Anyway, we finished that classroom, and now we are into what I'm calling the dueling room. And I do have to admit, when I hear the word duel, I immediately think of Yu-Gi-Oh!, not witches. And I'm not sure if that's a problem or not, but I'm just like, no, I want a duel. I was I've talked about this on the channel before, but it's probably been a really long time since I've mentioned it, but I was so into Yu-Gi-Oh! As a child, and then again in high school. I still have a majority of my cards in my monster binder. I went to a couple of tournaments. All my friends were super into it. Like, I failed junior year math class because I played Yu-Gi-Oh! In class. So, don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! In class. Pay attention. But I can't say the word duel without thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh! So I had to bring that up. But that was the dueling room. It's really simple. There's just seating around it and then a big thing in the middle that looks magical. And you can go in there and you can practice by dueling people. And I think it's really cool. I haven't explored it a ton, but you can duel for different like rewards. I think they can teach you things. They can give you artifacts. I'm not really sure. I remember exploring that, like looking at it when I first got the game and being like, oh, this is pretty cool. But I haven't really played with it much. All I've done for dueling is getting some intro machinima shots for my Let's Play. So definitely something to explore more. That'll be something fun to look at in the Let's Play. But this is, I talked mostly over it, but this is right at the bottom of the staircase. From the staircase room, I called it, on the main floor, where there was the organ and like a chess table. I kind of think of it as like the student union. It's got lots of activities to do. There's just a central place to hang out. There's another piano. There's darts. There's books. There's an easel. And then off to this room, there is a foosball table. And I kind of wanted an area like that in this build. That, you know, you've been practicing, you've been working really hard. And if you do want to play in the way that you're kind of pretending that you live here and you're practicing in classes all day or whatnot, it's nice to have that downtime between classes and just hang out with your friends, watch, I mean, there's no TVs here, but like play some games, just chat it up, play some foosball, what have you, play the piano. I just wanted a space for that. I thought it was really nice. So hopefully you guys like that. But this is the foosball room. It's just got bookcases and a foosball table and a chair. Very, very complicated stuff. But now we're getting onto the Untamed Magic classroom. As you can see, it's a very strange shaped room. I'm not sure if this is more strange shaped or the library is. I feel like the library is, but it might be this one. You guys can let me know which one is a weirder shaped room. They're both very odd, but I feel like I sectioned them off decently well. I really liked in the library how I kind of curved the bookcases around the weird shaped walls. It hides them a little bit. But then this room, I kind of had things that went into different nooks. Like they all had purpose. So I thought that that worked out pretty well. So the nook over here where we're putting these curtains, or trying to put those curtains now, is where the professor's desk ends up going. And then the one next to it that is just barely off screen is kind of, we put a fence there. And it ends up having gravestones and like kind of like dead themed stuff, because one of the things you can do with Untamed Magic is bringing people back from the dead. I think there's something ghost related as well, but it's like dark magic. Not all of it, but like it's darker magic than the other types. So I wanted kind of things like that, which is why I thought the Vampire Pact works. Those are horrible. I cannot talk today. I thought the Vampire Pact worked really, really well for this build. So we're using the kind of china cabinet from the Vampire Pact that has a skull and all kinds of creepy stuff in it in here instead of the one from Realm of Magic. It was exactly what I was looking for this room. And we're kind of covering up these windows so you don't see as much purple in here. I definitely wanted the strong color scheme to be of red and black. And here we are adding that desk over here. I just think it came out so cute. I really enjoyed this room, even though it's a really strange shape. And yeah, we're just adding some more decorations on their desk. I don't think I added too much over there. Is there anything other than the candle and the skull? I'm not sure. But I thought about adding some more of these cabinets. I think we kept this one. Might have moved it to a different location though. But I thought about adding like the other tall china cabinet from Realm of Magic, and I just felt like it was too much. I really enjoyed the one from Vampires though. And of course, using these little desks that came with Parenthood, they are pretty traditional and I feel like they fit very, very well. I was also originally thinking of adding some crystals over in that corner, like I'm going to call it the death corner, which sounds really bizarre. But I thought about adding those over there, but I didn't end up keeping them in the end because they were too off color. If they were red instead of orange, I probably would have kept them. I also added a bunch of Untamed Magic tomes on all of the desks. I thought it looked really nice to have those bright red textbooks. And I feel like in the other classes, you can kind of goof off a little bit. Oh, Mischief or, cooking, practical magic. But this one, like you goof off, serious bad consequences could happen. So I feel like students probably take this class a little bit more seriously. So I made sure that everybody had a book on their desk. And yeah, I also mixed the curtains together. I have those super fancy ones from Get Famous, as well as the really tattered ones from Spooky Day stuff, because it's like Untamed. Things can go very well or go very bad. Because there's also curses you can get from this pack. Is that what they're called? I think they're curses. I haven't explored that yet either. I'm very excited. I'm going to be like really sad if I'm playing my Let's Play and one of them gets cursed. I'm going to be like, no, because I don't actually know how severe they get. And don't spoil it for me. I want to learn on my own. But this is the death corner that we're working on. I end up using this gate from Vampires to kind of section it off. And there's just like an urn, some candles, some tombstones. I thought it was kind of cool. Definitely something different that I haven't done before. And then, we have another wand case and some other clutter up here. I believe just some potions and stuff, as well as a bunch of statues up here. I really enjoyed the statues in this room. I feel like they just added something to it. This is a much spookier room. And that's kind of why it's up at the top level and you can only get there from an outdoor staircase. It's kind of separate from everything, and I really enjoyed that. But now we're into the dorm room setting. There is a single room, which I imagine that if one of the sages, for whatever reason, needs to pull a late night and wants to crash somewhere, they can go there. It's a private room that has everything you need. And then this is the room I would imagine you would stay in if you're kind of playing the student vibe and want to play that storyline. There are 4 beds in here, I believe only 1 dresser, and a bunch of bedside tables, and it's very simple, and I think it's cozy and cute and kind of gets the vibe I was going for of basically going to Hogwarts. But yeah, I think that's it. We're coming to the end of the video. If you are new here and you enjoyed this, I would love it if you would give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Also, I just reopened my Discord server. There's a link down below. You should totally go join that. And also check out my new merch store. That's also linked down below as well. I'm really excited about all of those things, so hope you guys do enjoy them as well. And we're just adding the last couple finishing touches to this last bedroom, and we made it through a 35-minute voiceover, so yay! I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I was so excited to share it with you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.